Yeah, good morning, students. How are you? I hope you are doing fine. So, in the last class, we have discussed about an introduction to real numbers. We have learned, we have revised the concept of rational numbers, which are expressed in P by Q form, irrational numbers which cannot be expressed in P by Q form. Then we studied about the integers, positive integers, negative integers, whole numbers, and the counting numbers. Today we are going to study Euclid's division lemma. Who is Euclid? Euclid was a famous Greek mathematician. He is also known as the father of geometry. So he made a rule of division. Lemma means any statement which can be used to prove other statements. So lemma is a statement which is used to prove other statements. You have studied these things in your previous classes, especially the division. You have already studied in your primary classes, there is no doubt in it. Now your mother is telling to cut a 7 centimeter long bread, 7 centimeter long bread, and she is giving you conditions. Make it the width of each slice as 2 centimeter, then the remaining small slice will be of 1 centimeter, because the total length of the bread is 7 centimeter. Your mother is asking you to cut it into 2 centimeter each, that is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus you will get 1. So this portion is for you, this is for your mother, this is for your father, and this small portion is for a doggy. This division, that is a bread of length 7 centimeter, you are dividing it into 4 parts, 3 parts of equal width 2 centimeter each and 1. How can we express it mathematically? You are dividing 7 by 2, so 3 2s are 6, remainder is 1. This is a mathematical expression. Now your mother is telling you to join it back. How will you do that? You will apply bread and jam so that it will stick together? Yes. So you are applying bread and jam in between and you are joining it together. So we can say 7 is equal to 2 into 3 plus 1. So today your mother is telling you to cut the bread. Tomorrow she may tell you to cut pineapple. Day after tomorrow she may tell you to cut fruits, vegetables, chocolates. So it can be anything. So our ancient mathematicians, what they did, they named it separately. They called this as dividend, a general name. Then they called 2 as divisor. Then they called this as quotient. Then they called this as a remainder. So instead of 7, I can write dividend equal to, instead of 2 I can write divisor, into 3 I can write quotient, instead of 1 I can write remainder. So our statement is dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So it will be a very difficult task to write this lengthy statement again and again. So what they did, they give abbreviations. They use alphabets. So instead of dividend, they use alphabet A. Instead of divisor, they use alphabet B. This they use the first letter Q. This they use the first letter R. Now you may ask me, here you have used the first letter of quotient Q and remainder R. But what about in dividend and divisor? You didn't use D. Now look at here. Dividend starts with D, divisor also starts with D. So if you use D in both the cases, there will be lots of confusion. So in order to eliminate the confusion, they use the first letter of English alphabet, that is A, and the second letter B. So instead of dividend, we can write A is equal to B into Q plus R. Yes, A is equal to BQ plus R. This is the Euclid's division lemma. This is the same thing which you learned in your primary classes, but we are expressing it in a different way, that's all. Now let us come back to the statement. The statement, let A and B any positive integers, then there exists Q and R. These are unique integers. And the condition is A is equal to BQ plus R. Now, let us take whether this holds good for other integers also. Let us take 2-3 examples. Now we have taken 7. Now let us take 8. We are dividing 8 by 2. So 4 2s are 8, remainder 0. Let us take another example, 6. 3 2s are 6, 0. Let us take 5. 2 2s are 4, remainder 1. Now let us cross check. A is equal to, A is 8, 8 is equal to 4 2s are 8, 8. 3 2s are 6, 4 2s are 4 plus 1. So this equation holds good for all numbers. Whether it is a prime number, whether it is a composite number, even number, odd number, for all those numbers, this holds good. That means A is equal to BQ plus R. Now, let us see the remainder. In our first case, when we divided 7 by 2, we got a remainder of how much? 1. That means 1 is less than 2. 1 is less than 2. Now look at here, 0 is less than 2. Here 0 is less than 2. Here 1 is less than 2. That means in all our cases, we got the remainder is less than the divisor. Remainder is less than the divisor. Now, look at the minimum value. Here we got the remainder 0. Here also we got the remainder 0. So the remainder can be 0. But the remainder will always be greater than 0. In all 4 cases, the remainder is always greater than 0. It can be equal to 0 and it is less than the divisor. Here the divisor is 2. So we can write 0 less than or equal to B. B is the divisor. So this is all about Euclid's division lemma. It says that A and B are any two integers, any two positive integers, then there exists Q and R such that A is equal to BQ plus R. Now there are two conditions. One, the remainder is always lesser than the divisor. And the second condition, it will be always greater than 0 or it can be equal to 0. There are three conditions. So in our case, the Euclid's division lemma is all about this much. If they ask you in the exam, state Euclid's division lemma, then you have to give this statement. Don't change the statement, because if you change the statement, the teacher may not give you full marks. So you should give the same statement in your exams too. Now let us see 2-3 examples whether our statement is holding good or not. Now let us see few examples. We are dividing 7 by 2 and we are getting a remainder 1. Now let us take 6 by 2, we won't get any remainder. If I do 5 by 2, then I am getting 4 and remainder 1. These are all divisions by 2. Divisions by 2. So here you can see that I am dividing 7, 6 and 5 by 2. So I can write A can be written as 2 instead of B. I can write B is divisor. I have divided all these numbers by 2. I can write 2Q plus R. And R, what is the condition of R? R should be less than the divisor. Now, how many cases will be there? R can be 0 or R can be 1. Now, when R is equal to 0, when R is equal to 0, what will happen? A is equal to 2Q plus 0. We can write A is equal to 2Q. When R is equal to 1, we can write A is equal to 2Q plus 1. That means I can write all numbers, all positive integers in these two forms. A is equal to 2Q and A is equal to 2Q plus 1. Whether you take any bigger value, let us take a bigger value 101. 101. When we divide 101 by 2, we get 5, 10 and remainder 50, 100 and remainder 1. Let us take a bigger value 101. When we divide 101 divided by 2, you get 50 and the remainder 1. So, okay, let us take 798. Let us divide it by 2. 3 2s are 6, 19, 9, 8, 18, 9. 399. So all numbers, so this can be represented. So 101 can be written as 2 into 50 plus 1. That means A is equal to 2Q plus 1. Now let us take 798. In the case of 798, we can express 798 is equal to 2 into 399. Because there the remainder is 0. So I can write A is equal to 2Q. So I can represent all numbers in either of these two forms, that is a is equal to 2q, a is equal to 2q plus 1. This is the case when we divide any integer by 2. Now let us take division by 3. Let us take division by 3. Let us take the same example, 7 I am dividing it by 3. In this case, 2 3s are 6, I will get a remainder 1. If I take 8, 3 2s are 6, I will get a remainder of 2. If I take 9, I will get 3 3s are 9, my remainder is 0. If I take 5, I will get a remainder as 2. So, according to Euclid's division lemma, I can write A is equal to 3q plus r, where r is between 0 and 3. R can take the value of 0, 1 and 2. Yes, you can clearly see it from here, 1, 2, 0 and 2. In all these cases, our remainder is either 0 or 1 or 2. So, when we divide any number by 3, we get in this form. There are only 3 remainder cases when r is equal to 0, r is equal to 1 and r is equal to 2. Suppose when r is equal to 0, so what will happen? A is equal to 3q. When r is equal to 1, a is equal to 3q plus 1. When r is equal to 2, a is equal to 3q plus 2. So I can represent all integers in these 3 forms. I can represent all integers, all positive integers in 3 general form. A is equal to 3q, a is equal to 3q plus 1, a is equal to 3q plus 2. Now let us take the division by 4. Let us take the same example. Let us divide 7 by 4. So we get a remainder 3. If I take 6 by 4, I will get a remainder 2. If I take 8 by 2, I will not get any remainder. It is completely divisible. If I take 9 by 4, I will get a remainder 1. So, in our case, according to Euclid's division lemma, I can represent any integer a is equal to 4q plus r, where r is less than 4. The remainder will always be less than 4. It can take 3 values. R can take 0, 1, 2 and 3. There are only 4 cases. Now let us see when r is equal to 0, a will be 4q. When r is equal to 1, a is equal to 4q plus 1. When r is equal to 2, a is equal to 4q plus 2. When r is equal to 3, a is equal to 4q plus 3. That means I can represent all integers in 4 different forms. That is, a is equal to 4q, a is equal to 4q plus 1, a is equal to 4q plus 2, a is equal to 4q plus 3. In this case, you are getting the remainder. Look at these remainders. We are getting 3 2, 0 and 1. You take any bigger number. You take 1506 and divide it by 4. You will get any of these numbers. So we can divide any integer by 4. In that case, we can generalize the form a is equal to in either of these 4 forms. Now, we have seen the divisions by different numbers 2, 3 and 4. Now, we have seen 3 cases. We have divided the numbers by 2, 3 and 4. Now, let us see if we divide any number by 2, division by 2, we are getting the number a is equal to 2q and a is equal to 2q plus 1. When we divide it by division by 3, we are getting a is equal to 3q, a is equal to 3q plus 1, a is equal to 3q plus 2. When we divide it by 4, division by 4, we will get a is equal to 4q, a is equal to 4q plus 1, a is equal to 4q plus 2, a is equal to 4q plus 3. If it is division by 5, a will be 5q, a will be 5q plus 1, a will be 5q plus 2, a will be 5q plus 3, a will be 5q plus 4. These are the only 5 conditions. Now, look at these numbers. When we divide any integer by 2, we will get 2 conditions. Either a is equal to 2q or a is equal to 2q plus 1. That means I can represent all integers in these 2 forms. If I am dividing any number by 3, I can represent in 3 different forms. If it is by 4, I can represent it in 4 different forms. Now, why I am telling you these cases? If you understand this, you can solve all the problems in this chapter. This is the basics in this chapter. Because in a question, if you are seeing anything in this form, that means you can immediately make it out. This is a division by 3. If you are seeing any question in this form, 4q plus 1, then you can easily make it out. The examiner has divided that integer by 4. So, today we have studied Euclid's division lemma. Euclid's division lemma is the same thing which you already studied in your primary classes. But the statement is slightly different. Statement is very easy. A is equal to bq plus r, where a and b are 2 positive integers, q and r 2 unique integers, because they are unique in all respects. Then the condition of remainder, we know that it can be 0 or it will be greater than 0, but condition is it will be always be lesser than the divisor. Then we studied about the division by 2, division by 3, division by 4 and division by 5. In all these cases, we have noticed a pattern that the remainder will be always be lesser than the divisor. So in the next class, we will do some exercises.